Dang. I still can't believe it. After 100 years, in a conference that we even helped found back in the day, they decided to kick us out because we're too successful and they can't compete with us? Huh. More like they don't want to. But you know what? Let them think that though. We just got an offer from the Summit League. Join the D1 ranks. The highest level of college sports. Even though they don't sponsor football as a conference, we don't have any problem going independent. At least for now, of course. We realize going from D3 all the way up to D1, it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be hard. So is life. If it's the last thing I do, we will be successful. And we'll take St. Thomas to a place that is never seen before. No matter what. On YouTube, this is Jake from John Jake Gaming on the mic, and I am so excited to bring you this brand new series that's debuting here on the channel in the St. Thomas Tommies dynasty here on NCAA 14. Gonna be a really nice and exciting road up ahead for us. As you saw in that intro, we make the historic jump from Division 3 all the way up to the FBS via the independent conference. Well, not conference, but we're going to be an independent school here in the FBS. So really excited to get this thing underway. And before I jump in any further, let's introduce you guys to the coaching staff that's going to be around for Season 1, as well as the starters for your St. Thomas Tommies. Let me introduce to you guys the man that is going to be leading us through the FBS era of St. Thomas football. For the OGs on the channel, nod to you guys. We have Max Carlson, who didn't pan out very well at the University of Tennessee and then kind of flamed out at the Division 3 level in Greenville College, but he's a man that has Division 1 experience, knows what it's like to play at the FBS level, and to be honest, there wasn't any other coaches that wanted the St. Thomas job that had D1 experience, so not the best of choices, but sometimes you gotta work with what you have, and therefore Max Carlson is going to be the man as your head coach. Then we have Omar Harrell, who is from Central Michigan and surprisingly is balding at the ripe young age of 22 years old. He's going to be our defensive coordinator for your Tommies this season, and he likes to run a 4-3 defensive playbook. So that's going to be somewhat exciting to see how that turns out for our team going forward. So, welcome Omar Harrell, the defensive coordinator of the Tommies. And then the other coordinator, the offensive coordinator for our Tommies this season is Jason Murphy, who looks exactly like our defensive coordinator, but I swear to you, he is not a twin or a long-lost sibling. They just happen to both look extremely alike. for this Twin Tuesday. He is also from Central Michigan, and he is going to be our offensive coordinator for this season. He likes to run a run balance, which is what we're going to go with, as we're going to try our best to control the clock, because when I show you this roster, it's not going to be the most talented roster, and you're going to see why. But this is Jason Murphy, the offensive coordinator of the Tommies. Staff to our starting, or at least our initial starting lineup for your Tommies this season. I will be introducing you guys to the team that is going to be taking on the field this season, starting with our quarterback and Desi Lindsay. He's a 6'1", 200-pound freshman who will be starting for us at quarterback. He has decent speed and does have really good break tackling and elusiveness, but when it comes to actually throwing the ball, he is terrible with 58 accuracy and 53 throw power. But, you know, he's our only true quarterback, I think, on the roster that's better than a 40 overall. So, guess we're going to be rocking with him, and probably going to run some options. A whole lot of options. Next, we have custom recruit Denny Dilkins as the starting tailback for your Tommies. He's a 47 overall, who is ironically slower than our quarterback. However, he does have a little bit better awareness to work with, and he has a mean stiff arm and juke move as well. 87 stiff arm, 84 juke move. Can't really count on him to catch the ball out of the backfield or really block, but you know, he does have decent speed, and like I said, he can throw down some people onto the ground with that stiff arm of his. Then we move to our fullback in Michael Coley, a 44 overall, who's just as fast as our tailback for this season and has slightly better carrying, but you know, nothing too fancy about him. Definitely has a lot of things to work on. But you know, it'll be a decent player, and I'm sure we'll give him some goal line to go touches if we actually make it to the goal line for the other team. Then at wide receiver, we have 3 guys that are all 47 overall. Actually, 4 guys that are 47 overall that will probably make notable appearances. First is Kevin Stone, a true freshman with 78 speed, and yeah, that's really it. All that is great about him. He can't really catch either. 57 catching, which is a little disturbing for a wide receiver, but it's all good. He can carry really well though, 88 carrying, so if he gets the ball, he's most likely not going to fumble it. But he's not very elusive, and his stamina leaves more to be desired. Next, we have Adrian Thompson, Jr., JUCO transfer, who came in the previous year with, again, decent speed stuff, but also can't catch. 93 carrying, though, is really cool to see, but that's really the theme with our receivers. Our receivers can't really catch necessarily, but, you know, I am excited to use Chad McKenzie. He only has 40 route running, so probably can't do much more than run in a straight line, but that 92 speed is going to be absolutely deadly for us, and I'm really looking forward to use that for our team. But you know, we definitely have to get his non-speed stuff up, but I really like his promise. He might be our best receiver just with his ability to get downfield. Finally, we have backup quarterback Bo Hall, who is going to make the jump over to wide receiver. He has 67 speed, so nothing too great, but you know, he does have decent ball carrier vision, which is nice to see, and then can drop a little spin and juke move for them boys. Ironically, he has the best route running on our football team, and got some good hops on him with that 81 jump power. But it's kind of sad to see when one of your quarterbacks is the number 4 ranked receiver, and that's what it's looking like for our team. At tight end, we have Freddie Gibson, 42 overall tight end, can't really run, can't do much of anything, but he does have decent natural speed. He has 72 strength and has 70 impact blocking. Should serve us well to try and establish our running game, and if we can do that, we'll always have a chance to win some resemblance of football games. At left tackle, we have our other custom recruit going into season 1, and Tomas Crown. He has really good acceleration at 85 excel, and has decent pass blocking. Run block leaves a little bit to be desired, but the 74 strength is nice to see, as well as the 80 injury rating, so at least he'll be healthy and get valuable game experience. Other folks on the line include Charles Cade, David Beck, Noah Cox, and Joel Collins, the other 49 overall tackle that will be manning this offensive line for season 1. Shifting over to our defense, however, we have Jeremiah Smith, a 42 overall true freshman with not so great speed at 58 speed, 60 strength. Does have the ability to shed some blocks as well as pursue of a quarterback. Also has half decent moves at 61 and 60 for power and finesse respectively. Does need to work on the tackling though, 48 tackle. That's not going to cut it for a defensive lineman. On the other side of the line, we have Blake Perry, another 48 overall dude who's a little bit faster at 68 speed and has slightly better tackling at 51. So he'll probably be one of our defensive captains, probably our best defensive lineman. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out for the man. Defensive tackle, we have Aaron Moore and Roger Bryant, both coming in at 47 overall. Nothing too great that really stands out aside from the stamina, so at least be on the field plenty. Same goes with Roger Bryant. Not really a great roster. This is honestly probably the worst roster I've ever seen in all my years of NCAA football. Moving over to the linebacker position, we have Michael Edwards, who is coming in from free safety to go ahead and get the start. He has great speed at 84 speed. The 58 tackling though might be an issue, but does have decent hands. Wouldn't be surprised if he got an interception or two this season. At middle linebacker, we have Zach Bryant, 6'1", 242 pounds with decent acceleration. That 73 excel will help us out a good amount. Other than that, nothing too crazy to see over here. 85 injury though, that's really cool to see though. At right outside linebacker, we have Jermaine Horn. Jermaine Horn, probably our fastest linebacker at 73 speed, 75 acceleration. But yeah, can't really do much of anything else. So besides the speed, pretty useless. We do have two corners in Brian Cook and Ricky Williams. Brian Cook is a 45 overall with 80 speed, 84 acceleration. The coverage is terrible though. He will probably get burned several times. Same thing goes with Ricky Williams. He's slightly faster, but again, he can't do anything. Well, he can catch a little bit, but other than that, you know, it's going to be a rough year for these corners. No questions asked. At free safety, we have one of the highest rated players on the team in Chad Parrish. Chad Parrish has 85 acceleration, 74 speed. Will be the anchor of our secondary as he has 68 play recognition and 79 hit power. So he does some good things in terms of pursuing the quarterback and any defensive player. We're going to be really leaning on him a lot on defense to try to prevent as many touchdowns as possible. Finally, at strong safety, we have Jeff Arnold, 77 speed, 73 excel. Is a pretty strong dude, 77 strength. He might be the strongest person on our team. That might come in handy for us as well. And 60 tackling, which is sadly one of our better tacklers on the team. So yeah, that's going to be rough. At kicker, we have the actual best person on our team, 5'10", 194 pounds, is Justin Little. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a big struggle to kick this ball, as he only has 65 kick power and 55 kick accuracy. But alas, he can throw the ball a little bit. And, you know, this is the best player on our football team. So, yeah. And he's also going to be handling punts as well, because our punter is absolutely terrible. So, this is not only your kicker, but this will also be your punter for the upcoming season for the St. Thomas Tommies. Both the roster for our starting dudes as well as the coaching staff for this football team. I want to talk to you guys about a couple of restrictions I'm going to put, and it's going to be a doozy. So not only are we going to be an independent school, so we won't have very much say at all in our schedule, but we're only going to be allowed to go after 1-star guys. And not only can we only go after 1-star guys, we can only go after guys in state of Minnesota, Canada, North Dakota, South Dakota, the state of Iowa, and the state of Wisconsin. So if you see there's only 6 prospects on board, right on the board right now, and that's because that's the only prospects that we can find that meets our recruiting restrictions, since St. Thomas is making this leap from D3, so naturally it's not going to be a lot of interest, nor do we have a lot of money in the budget to go after A, more talented guys, or B, go very far out. For us to relax those restrictions, so we're a 1-star school, for example, so say we become a 2-star, we can go after 2-star guys, and then every time we win a bowl game, we can go out farther, or never mind going to a bowl game, but making it to a bowl game, we can go out farther and recruit guys that are farther away from St. Thomas. So yeah, this is what we're going to be working with. It's going to be a very tough time rebuilding this football team into a D1 caliber school. So we're going to be in it for the long haul, but you know what? I am extremely excited to get it started. So I want to show you guys the recruiting board to see what we have in our 6 guys. So on our recruiting board, we have mostly corners. These are the guys that we are able to find. We might relax them a little bit if all 6 of these guys finish signing at either our school or at a different university, but we'll still have that 1-star restriction regardless. But we have Jonathan Marks from Burnsville, Minnesota, who is really interested in us because of our proximity to home. Keith DeLuca, a guard from Denison, Iowa, with same thing, proximity to home and playing time. He's probably one of the best players that we're looking at so far, and would be our best offensive lineman if he signed today. We also have Jeff Jones, who seems to be a really good match for us because we do have good academics and give him a chance to start right away, from Carroll, Iowa. Jeff Outlaw, also a corner from Clear Lake, Iowa. Aaron Rodgers, I did not create this player, that's what the game generated. Unlike the Aaron Rodgers that plays for the Packers, this person's from Belfort, South Dakota, and is a 1-star corner, weighing in at 5'10", 171. And then Raymond Battle is 6'1", 236 from Vermillion, South Dakota. He's the only defensive lineman that we're going after, and hopefully all of these guys sign with us, because we definitely don't have any margin for error whatsoever, as it's going to take a very long time for us to build our squad up. Compiled for season 1, it's gonna definitely be really tough for us. We are 20 overall, with a 20 overall offense and a 25 defense. But ironically though, we aren't the worst team in the FBS, at least according to the preseason poll. That belongs to the Buffalo Bulls. But I highly doubt that we will be any higher than the 120s, but I have been proven wrong before, so my expectations are really low. It's going to be a really tough season, but we can only go up from here though, let me tell you what. Go Tommies! So now that I introduced you guys to your St. Thomas Tommies football team in terms of who the starters are going to be, who your coaches are going to be as well as talk about some of the restrictions that we're going to be dealing with during this dynasty. Let's take a run through of what kind of schedule we're going to be working with for Season 1 of the St. Thomas Dynasty. So first and foremost, we have a home game Week 1 against FCS Northwest. Probably going to be our best chance to win a football game because, let's be honest, the real goal here is just to not get fired. If we cannot get fired, that would be absolutely fantastic. But we start Week 1 against them. Then we go at home, play against Utah State, on the road against Georgia Tech. They still run the option in this game, or they might have changed their playbook. I don't know. I have to check. We'll find out Week 4 though. At home against Old Dominion, New Mexico State, and then our last home game, because of the independent school restriction, so we don't really get too much say in our schedule, is we're at home against Washington State in what's gonna be our final home game of the season, and then we got a brutal one on the road after that for the second half of the season. At Texas State, at Louisiana Lafayette, at Buffalo, and then the last 3 games are going to be the most difficult for us. At Texas A&M, University of Ohio, and the University of Stanford. And then we'll have 2 bye weeks in a row to end the season, and we'll have a couple of visit days at the end if we don't get anybody in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, this is going to be your schedule for the upcoming season, Season 1 in the St. Thomas Tommies Dynasty. So really excited for that. Then let's look at who we have for our very first game in the FBS, and we actually play against an FCS team in the FCS Northwest Predators. And they're saying that it's gonna be a yawner of a game, but let me tell you something. This means a lot for St. Thomas, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is our best chance that we actually have of winning a game this season. So I'm surprised Kirkhurd Street is riding with us, probably because we're in the FBS, but it's going to be a heck of a challenge just for us to be able to beat these guys. So hey, I'm very excited for the challenge, and we're going to be able to see what we can do in our very first Division 1 football game. But hey, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you leave a like, and if you're brand new to the channel as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more college football video gaming content. This is John J Gaming, and I hope you have a wonderful day today. Take care.